Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down.
All the way, and we are back. The penultimate episode of Universal Soldier. It is, it's heating up here, man. It's getting really hot, and I mean that both literally and figuratively in the context of the movie.
Dude, I dig this movie.
It's a good one.
In a big way.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like you have to be an action movie head to probably have watched this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was relatively mainstream, but it wasn't as mainstream as like what Arnold was doing and what Stallone was doing. And
I agree.
Like that.
This is, again, I think your analogy of them maybe not being on Mount Rushmore is accurate. Like they were definitely not the icons. They weren't the anchor points, but they definitely contributed significantly to the sort of zeitgeist of the action movies of the era. There's no question about it.
Van Damme, I feel like it was maybe probably slightly had more success as a leading man.
I think so.
But Lundgren, you can't shortchange the man. Like he had some credits in some really big movies.
I agree. I mean, and he's still working too. And I mean, you know, his talent has grown. I've seen some of the things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Creed 2 like you were talking about.
Creed
really
2,
good.
he gives a tremendous performance that you would like say like, wow, he's acting.
Yeah.
And he's good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited because I've got like I've downshifted to old fashions.
Oh, okay.
But I've got a glass here that's like overflowing.
You're gonna. This is his last drink for the rest of the series.
I'm gonna try to make it last here the rest of the night. But I mean, this is a heavy ass pour. How much of a dent do you think you've made in that?
There's
box
still
of
at
wine?
least 3-ish bottles left in that box.
Really?
Of the 4.
I don't believe you, but I'll take your word for it.
I don't have a scale to weight it. So.
Yes. But yeah, we're on to our penultimate episode. We're talking about Universal Soldier. Shit's getting real.
Shit is so real.
I will try to sort of recap what the plot of this crazy ass movie is.
Okay.
So, Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren were soldiers in Vietnam together, who sort of Lundgren lost his mind out in the jungle and like was trying to massacre a village, wanted to kill his own soldiers, wants to kill Van Damme. So they killed each other in Vietnam.
Yep.
And they were then frozen and entered into this program, the Universal Soldier program, that's being run by some shadowy, the federal people, we call it, which is the catch-all for shady-ass government motherfuckers. But basically, they've been sort of reanimated, and they're being used as like commandos to do elite soldier shit. For some reason, this is preferable to using humans. I'm not sure why exactly.
Yeah, unclear.
But yeah, so we're here in the 90s. They had a successful mission rescuing some hostages at the Hoover Dam, but they both seem to be sort of having these Nam flashbacks where they're snapping out of it and realizing that they hate each other and want to kill each other still. So Van Damme was being ordered to like bring in this reporter who had sort of uncovered what was going on, but he sort of snapped out of his trance and has taken her and rescued her and got her away, and they're being chased after by the other Universal soldiers and the military people. But somewhere along the way, Dolph Lundgren becomes like fully snapped out of his trance, and he's killed almost everybody else.
Yeah.
He's got a couple little science cronies who help to keep him alive. Well, actually, no, he's killed one of them. So there's one scientist left.
That's right. There's only one
and
scientist.
There's a couple of damaged Universal soldiers left.
Yeah, but it's mostly him at this point.
And he's running the show himself. He's making his own decisions now. We've seen Van Damme and the reporter Veronica are at this diner out in the desert, and Lundgren and his sci-fi big rig that he's rolling around in. He's attempting to find them somewhere in like the Arizona/Utah desert.
Right. We're at the border now between the two states.
And that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the only thing I would add is that she has found the address of a doctor who theoretically was responsible for the genetic modifications that were done to the Universal
She's
soldiers.
decided she's going to make it her mission to write this news story up, but also help Van Damme, who saved her life.
Yeah.
She's going to help him get the answers that he needs about who am I, where did I come from, etc.
Exactly. So,
he's got it in his mind that he wants to get back home, but he doesn't exactly know where that is or anything like that.
So, at this point, somewhere else, we don't know where this is. It's not related to the diner that JCVD and Veronica are at, because at this point, he's pulled a tracker out of his body, and so they can't follow him anymore.
Yeah.
But the sci-fi truck shows up in front of some sort of a roadhouse. It's not clear if it's a biker bar, a steak joint, or a titty club, or maybe it's all three.
I feel like they were like sort of like neon titties on the side.
There was neon titties on the side.
It was a classy touch.
It was super classy. There was like a pinup poster of a lady. I mean, if it wasn't a strip club, they clearly did not understand how to market this location.
Yes.
Or maybe they did. I don't know. Anyway, they pull up to the roadhouse. The sci-fi truck accordions out as it usually does, with the steam billowing out.
They were clearly very proud of this production design of this truck.
Oh, yeah. We see this thing.
They milk it.
Oh, my God. This thing is practically a star of the movie. I feel like it should have gotten like top billing.
It should have had a character's name.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I want to know who his agent is and make sure that truck got paid enough. Anyway, so all the bikers and everybody are looking on at this very, very impressive feat of modern military engineering, at which point Dolph steps out and he approaches the crowd outside of the roadhouse. And he says, look, I'm looking for a deserter traveling with a female POW. Now, they don't explain why he thinks that this location would be a location that would know these people.
There's no reason to think that they would have stopped there.
Right, exactly. None whatsoever. He's grasping at straws, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. Or it's a scene that got cut, and this is sort of the remainder of that storyline.
That's possible.
Anyway, so the people who are definitely going to become victims of him, the cowboys, they're the ones who laugh in his face and start throwing empty beer cans at him. He immediately kicks all three of them in the face, and they all are just out for the count.
You sort of forget that Dolph does the high kicks too.
He does the high kicks, and he's like 6'4", right?
He's a karate guy.
Yeah, that's right. He is. He's won tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once he's kicked out all the other three people, he points out that the people he's looking for were in an old Buick with no windshields. Back inside the truck, while Dolph is doing all of this, Woodward has finished patching up Ralph Muller. He says that, look, I've got an order for you. He grabs a grenade and he puts it in Muller's hand and orders him to hold it for 30 seconds and drop it. That's what Dolph wanted you to do. He told me to tell you to hold this grenade for 30 seconds and drop it. He puts it then in Muller's hand, and Muller grips it and grabs Woodward's hand as well. And then Woodward tries to escape, but he can't because Rolf's grip is too tight, which I just thought was, it was almost vaudevillian how ridiculous this whole thing was.
It doesn't really work for me.
No, it didn't work for me either.
There's no way Woodward wouldn't be able to free his hand.
I agree, and especially if you look at it, it's only the tips of his fingers.
The very fingertips.
Just the tip. It's
just the tip.
Just the tip. He has the weakest hands in all of the military, I guess.
Well, there's a reason that this bit feels so sloppy because it had to have been shot later as a pickup.
Yeah.
When the filmmakers decided they were going to completely change the end of the movie.
Oh, you're right.
Because there's much more to say about that later on.
We'll get to it.
But if you look closely, also it looks like Ralph Muller's hair is just a different color and a different style than it was in the previous scenes because this was like a pickup. They had to patch up some story holes.
Yeah.
But we'll get more on that later, so stick around.
And we'll get these are the episodes you've been waiting for, everybody. Yes, you're right. That's right. I totally forgot about that. Anyway, it's a silly scene, and it's silly because you're absolutely right. It was a pickup, and they were trying to patch a hole. So outside, Dolph is literally holding this much smaller man and literally shaking him down.
It was like Commando when
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger had the dude Sally or Sully like hanging him by the ankle.
Yeah, exactly. Like just one-handing him, basically.
Yeah.
And then eventually the guy says that he saw which way Jean-Claude and Veronica went. Again, this has to be a scene that was cut.
Or the guy's lying.
Or he's lying. I
I
mean,
don't
we don't
know,
know. I
but-
mean, we've proven time and time again that torture actually doesn't produce any real information,
What also was weird was that Lundgren like wanted the guy's belt.
which was really strange. Yeah.
But that's like this is in the final third of the movie. There's just like this weird thing where Lundgren wants like souvenirs. Like
yeah. Lots of adornments.
he's like, yeah, it's something odd that they never really explain or
No, again,
anything, or mention even.
it must have been in some draft of the script at some point, and then it just hit the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
And I suspect it was supposed to be a character trait that they really it didn't get developed because that whole aspect of the movie got cut. That's all I can figure.
I think you're right.
But so after he makes the belt comment, we cut back into the truck, and Ralph Muller is 5 seconds away from hitting 30, and Woodward still can't pull his hands away, even though it's still clearly just his fingertips in the thing.
Yeah.
And so then we cut back outside. A giant explosion rocks the sci-fi truck, and Dolph drops the little guy that he's got hanging.
Oh, rest in peace, Woodward.
Rest in peace, Woodward.
It was a good idea in theory.
In theory, yeah. Except that it didn't go anywhere, because now we cut to Dolph is dragging Rolf's body and Tiny's body into a grocery store. Rolf does not seem like he was just exploded by a grenade.
He's fully intact.
Fully intact.
I was ready for the reveal where they'd go to like a wide shot. It was just going to be like half of his body.
Yeah,
which would have been
yeah.
kind of cool. But at a minimum, like his arm should be blown
Right.
off.
Any part of him should have been damaged. He drops him in the freezer. Like, well, he's walking through this grocery store, and all of these people are like, what is going on? And
Right.
he walks up to this one nerdy kid, and he goes, where's your freezer? And he's like, oh, I don't know, over there. And he drags him into the freezer.
He's like the pimple face kid
Yeah,
on his
he was
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, right away. We need some more secret sauce. Put this mayonnaise in the sun. I miss The Simpsons when it was funny. Anyway, so he leaves the bodies there and heads out. So back to Veronica and Jean-Claude. They've made it to the Veterans Hospital in Clinton, Utah.
It was a strange complex, wasn't it?
I was like,
It was like hospital buildings, but then there was also just like houses and
yeah,
residences.
It was unclear to me what it was supposed
I'm
to
like,
be.
this is weird. I looked it up though, and that place where they filmed is an actual real VA hospital, but it's in Prescott, Arizona.
Okay.
But like it's a real hospital complex with the houses and the
Wow.
and the big hospital buildings and everything.
That's crazy.
It was an awesome location.
Well, they head up to the main house, and they ring the doorbell, and a housekeeper answers, and they say that they want to talk to Dr. Kreger, and that they have an appointment.
Yeah. She's like, "Do you have an appointment?"
And it's just like,
The
yeah.
housekeeper's like inserting herself into the situation here.
Right. So anyway, they go, yeah. And she
Yeah.
goes like, oh, good enough for me, and lets them inside.
She was like somehow the gatekeeper of who gets to see Gregor.
I know, and it's which is unclear to me.
Like, is she also his lover?
Yeah, maybe.
Could
There's a
be.
whole other B plot line we
happens.
don't get to explore. So Veronica finally sees a mirror, and she's absolutely distraught at how bad she looks once she sees her reflection. And she
Yeah.
goes, I'd kill for a cigarette right now. And Jean-Claude Van Damme goes, you'd kill someone for a cigarette?
This is weird, man. Like Lundgren's got jokes for days.
Right.
And Van Damme does not seem to understand anything other than like just 100% like literal interpretation.
Yeah. But I mean, I think at this point, it's the way that they're coming back from it, I guess. I again, like we talked about this a little bit, and maybe it's that Dolph like started the process sooner,
Yeah.
right?
I'll go with that. Or just like the science is different for everyone.
Exactly. Like everybody's body chemistry is different.
Yeah,
And, you know,
sure.
that's, yeah. Anyway, so Jean-Claude looks back out the window, and he sees an old man pushing a kid in a tire swing, at which point Dr. Gregor turns around and it's fucking Jerry Orbach.
Best known for putting Baby in the Corner
Yeah.
and Dirty Dancing.
And then Law
like
and Order.
Hundreds of episodes of various
Yeah.
Law and Order incarnations.
That's right. And here he is in fucking Universal Soldier. But this causes a flashback to the procedure that was done to him initially to bring him back to life after being murdered.
But like, how the fuck long ago was this? Because Orbach looked basically the same.
The same.
Now, it could be that he'd been frozen for 20 years and they only like got the science to work within the last few years and only just now made them into the soldiers.
I think that tracks.
It's possible. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't really know.
I think that tracks. I'd be on board with that one.
But there's also like, I feel like there's never going to be a shortage of dead soldiers.
No,
like,
I know. So why keep these guys from the 60s?
you could have got newer ones. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's because tracking was a lot more loose in Vietnam.
That's true. It's a lot easier to have like MIA
exactly,
in Vietnam
exactly.
than like in Gulf War. Or
Right,
something.
exactly. So I got to believe that that's what it was. And also, if they started this program back in the 60s and they've already got these guys on ice, you might as well use the guys you already got
Right.
and do it that way, right? Although to a certain extent, I think this movie is an amalgam of a lot of stuff that came before and came after as well. Have you ever seen Duncan Jones's Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal?
I feel like I have, but I don't recall.
Okay,
anything
well,
about it.
we can talk about it. It's a good
That's
movie.
not the one where he's like on a train.
That's the one. That's the one when he's on a train and
Okay,
he's like in
I
the
saw
time
that.
loop. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And it's a similar premise in that he's like a soldier who like they reincarnate his body and put him on the train to try to figure out where a bomb is.
Okay.
Yeah, and he
It was pretty good, as I recall.
It's a good flick. I really like that movie. Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Go watch that movie.
Yeah, go watch Source Code. It's a fun movie. So he flashes back within the flashback of him being a child.
There's a flashback within the flashback.
Right, and he's a child in Louisiana, deep in the bayou.
Yeah, right.
And conveniently enough, his parents speak with a French accent.
Yeah, they're Cajun.
So they're Cajun, so we know where his accent comes from.
Absolutely.
He was a farm boy. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
So we cut back, though, and apparently this has been super traumatic for JCVD because he's on the floor of the hospital. And Veronica's like worrying over him, and he tells her that he saw his home. At which point, Dr. Gregor shows up and says, we need to get him on ice pronto. So then we go back to the grocery store, and Dolph is yelling at Tiny Lister, who remains dead, which we knew.
These guys were not good at acting dead, though.
No,
'Cause, like, he was
you're
clearly breathing.
Yeah.
I feel like when he dropped Ralph Muller down, like his eyes were fluttering,
yeah.
which it maybe makes sense because Muller recovered.
He's recovered, yeah.
We'll give him a pass.
We'll get, yeah.
But Tiny is breathing.
Very dead. Like, these
His
doctors...
chest was heaving. Like, it was wild.
But this is clear that the grenade scene was done as a reshoot because Ralph is alive now,
Fully intact.
no wounds,
It makes
nothing,
It makes no sense.
not at all.
He's just munching on a raw steak.
Yeah, he's literally eating a raw steak with the hand that should have been blown off.
Yes.
Right. But so Dolph comes out and starts yelling at all the bystanders staring at Rolf. And he goes on some rant about winning the war, but being surrounded by traitors on our side. This is like him at his most unhinged, and it's great. It's really compelling to watch.
Never seen Dolph Lundgren going this hard before.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's crazy.
Awesome.
And it works for him. Like,
oh, yeah. He nails it.
he really does nail it. At which point, though, all these cops show up, and he literally headshots in a row. Boom, 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 boom. 5 cops just drops into the ground.
Nothing but headshots.
This movie
Crazy.
loves headshots so much. And then after they drop, he goes, see, they're everywhere. And I can't do the delivery justice. It was so good. It was so good.
A good scene for Dolph.
Yeah, it was a great, I really liked him in this movie in the second half. Once he gets like let loose and can do all of his insanity.
I mean, I can definitely see why he would take this role because there's a lot for him to do.
Yeah. So back at Gregor's house, Veronica's grilling him, and she asks, like, look, as a doctor, how could you be a part of an experiment like this? And he said, I've been asking myself the same question for years. He explains that they managed to hyper accelerate whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, sure.
The dead soldiers.
Sure.
And it turned, the consequence of that is it turned dead flesh into living tissue, but it also caused the bodies to run at a dangerously high temperature. He says
That's
that
that's not a thing.
It's just,
That's just not a thing.
none of this means. I wonder sometimes, because actors, I mean,
You might as well say we put him in a microwave and it brought him back to life.
yeah, I mean, like, actors may not be the smartest people in the world, but I feel like even an actor could read this line of dialogue and go, guys, I need more than this.
You got to give me something that I can believe in.
I know, give me something more than this. But apparently, no, they don't. They don't ask questions.
Nah.
They just deliver the lines that's given. But anyway, so he, like, to prevent the soldiers from stroking out, as he says,
Yeah.
they had to constantly cool the bodies and sedate the brains.
Okay.
Um,
I like that bit.
yeah. That was fine.
The bit about the brains overheating and if they're not sedated and controlled, that kind of works for me.
Right, exactly.
I like that. I feel like they could have tried to give a little more exposition as to explain, like, I don't know, they just could have maybe explained away some of the inconsistencies. It could have been like, in the different soldiers, they have different, like,
Yeah.
capacities. It depends on how
Everybody's metabolic
how
rate
damaged
is.
their brains were,
Right.
and how long they were
Yeah.
dead before, like, but anyway, they don't get into all that, but that's fine. Like, we got to keep it moving.
We got to keep it moving. Yeah. So Veronica says, like, what are you saying, doctor? At which point, the housekeeper's like, oh, hey, everybody, there's something on TV.
He had that antique TV.
I know.
It was like
ancient,
something from the 70s
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
wild, but anyway.
I love that they have. So Veronica has now gone from killing a single person to going on an actual crime spree, a murder spree, if you will, because now that she's wanted in relationship to the death of Colonel Perry, who is, I don't understand who is the person who is creating these scenarios. Like, what government? I mean, it's so.
It's the federal people.
Right, exactly. The federal people are doing this. They are on top of things, but they're also not making any effort to shut down what's going on.
No.
They're clearly close enough to be able to find Perry's body and create a cover-up story around it.
But they're still letting fucking Dolph Lundgren run amok.
Right, exactly. And then the other larger question is that Perry's body was definitely at the Shot Up Hotel. Like, what did she do to this hotel?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, anyway, this is one of those ones she's like, okay, we're just moving on, because ultimately this whole she being framed for something never comes into play at any point in this movie. Anyway, so Gregor says you're being set up. It's like, no shit, Sherlock.
shit.
You're a fucking doctor.
You're being set up. You didn't really kill that guy.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know that.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You fuck. I know that. Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Then it cuts to seemingly an unrelated story about a shooting at a grocery store, and there on the camera there's Dolph. And when he sees this and he sees his ranting, Dr. Gregor chalks it up to regressive traumatic recall. It's the trauma that they went through at the time of their death. Sorry, that's
Right,
a
yeah.
mouthful, right? Like, it's so
I kind of like that premise.
it's fine. I mean, I dig it.
like when they start to sort of to snap out of it, they go back to whatever.
that last moment.
Yeah, the last moment
Yeah.
of consciousness they had. I kind of that
Right.
kind of works for me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no,
like that.
I had a problem with it. And he explains that, like, JCVD wants to go home. That's why his motivation is that. And then, like, Dolph wants to eliminate his perceived traitors, so that's why he's doing that kind of thing, right? And then Gregor goes, he doesn't realize he's alive. And then JCVD goes, he's not. He's dead, just like me. And it was, I mean, I thought that was actually a pretty good line.
You feel a little bit bad for Van Damme at
Yeah,
that moment because it's a little sad.
Anyway, so sometime later, Van Damme and Veronica are at a bus station, and she urges him to turn himself in to the authority because you're going to stroke out. I can't keep cooling you down. Like, there's no long-term solution here for this.
I thought it was a little weird that he didn't get hooked up with some better clothes at
Right.
Gregor's. Like, he's still wearing the Joe's service station gear.
Well, I mean, like, Dr. Gregor offered him some new clothes, and JCVD's like, well, can I rip the sleeves off? And Gregor's like, no. And he's like, well, then I'm not interested.
It's not, do you have beige? And he's like, no, I'm sorry. He's like, well, I only wear beige.
I only wear beige. So Veronica says, look, if you can turn yourself in, we can expose this entire conspiracy with the help of Dr. Gregor.
But they did kind of turn themselves in.
Right,
They went to Dr. Gregor,
right.
and I guess in some off-screen moment that we didn't see. He turned them loose and told them like where to go.
Right.
Because they seem to like Van Damme knows where he's going now, and
Yeah.
I don't think he knew before.
Again, I feel like this is part of a B storyline.
Well, with the alternate ending, it sort of makes sense.
Right, we'll get there.
But
Yeah, exactly.
in the movie that we are watching, it's sort of like, okay, sure.
Yeah. So Jean-Claude's completely not interested in this. He says, I just want to go home, and it doesn't matter if he breaks down because I'm already dead. So like he's really in the doldrums at this point. And she goes like, look, we are both very much still alive, and that's precious.
I feel like they're trying to give some deeper meaning, like have a new theme
Yeah.
here in the final like third of the movie or
No,
whatever.
exactly. We're deeply in Act 3, and we're trying to create
It's like-
subtext.
It's a bit that's never really explored, but I think it's sort of the question that the movie was interested in answering with their original ending, which is like, are the Universal Soldiers, are they alive or are they
Right.
dead?
Are they alive? Right. Yeah.
Like, are they reanimated tissue with no soul,
Right.
or do they still have, is like a soul still in there or whatever?
I can see this movie, like its original germinating ideas from the screenwriter being like Frankenstein, but sci-fi soldiers, right? Like that was sort of his like, oh, what if, right? And then it turned into this.
I feel like RoboCop had some similar themes, but they
Yeah.
did a better job of exploring. But it was kind of like, well, am I a man or am I a machine?
Right, exactly.
And in the end, he like came down on the side of I'm a man.
yeah.
Still, yeah.
Ultimately, right.
Murphy. I'm Murphy.
And so you get to RoboCop 3, and then everything is just garbage, but whatever. The whole other conversation. So
True.
Jean-Claude hands her a bus ticket and says, go back to Los Angeles, and he tries to send her on her way. My question is what do you hope to accomplish? She is wanted for multiple murders at this point.
She'll never make it back there alive.
Never going to make it to Los Angeles alive. This is just not in the cards for her. So he goes like, look, Dolph wants to kill me and only me. You'll be safe if we split up.
That bit I agree. I don't think
Sure.
Dolph would have been the one to kill her. It would have been like the federal people
Right,
or whatever.
exactly,
the
exactly.
government goons.
Yeah. Veronica refuses, but Jean-Claude says that, look, you've got your story, and that's all you really cared about anyway. Ooh, cold.
That's tough, yeah.
That's tough. So Veronica takes the ticket, grabs her stuff, and then like she walks towards the bus. She turns back. They exchange a look. Then she gets on the bus, and then the bus pulls away, and guess what? She's still standing there because the movie's not over yet.
It's that very tropey movie moment.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
They smile at each other. Again, she's married. She's wearing a wedding ring.
See, but she did seem a little like hurt and sad that he wanted to send her off. I do feel like there's like some part of her that wants to like ride on that
What?
hyper accelerated dong.
What if she's a widow
Yeah.
and she hasn't brought herself to remove the ring yet?
What if she's got a fetish that she wants to fuck a dead guy because her husband died?
Oh my god! I was trying to have a sweet moment, and you go
No.
right to necrophilia.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Oh my god! Yeah, okay, I can get behind that. Yeah, take my very sweet, earnest backstory and turn it into a kink.
No, I can see it. Yeah, the husband died
yeah,
at some point.
Yeah. And
It was one of her previous cameramen.
Yeah, whatever reason. The one that got lucky. Yeah, the one that finally broke the barrier. So anyway, so they're standing there sharing a smile. Oh my god! And a second bus that she's standing in front of drives away, and there is just an entire police department of cops
Yes.
behind them.
See, that I feel like the first tropey bit with the bus pulling away and her still being there is like a setup
Yeah.
to this moment, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I was
That
like,
was
oh,
a great
it does
moment.
that one does get you by surprise.
The small town that they filmed in, that was the actual police force.
Oh,
Those were actual cops. They
Okay.
actually got on the day. They had them come in and they shot for an hour or two. So those
Uh-huh.
were all actual police officers. in
That's
the
awesome.
background. Yeah. So we cut to Jean-Claude and Veronica, and they're in like a prison bus.
yeah.
It's a part of a larger convoy.
It's
It was
weird. I don't know why you would transport two people on a bus with two
Alone.
cars
yeah.
when you could have just taken them in two cars
Right.
or in one car.
It was like it was just very strange, but whatever.
And I don't even know, honestly. I mean, I guess Veronica's in trouble because she's being framed up, right?
Yeah,
I don't
obviously.
know what they want Van Damme for.
No, not accomplice. Like accessory.
He hasn't really
I
like all the
mean,
carnage that they left behind, but like
right.
in theory, he's not part of it. Like as far as the police know,
Yeah.
he's not part of the setup.
I mean, he could be like a hostage. Like she could be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or
like-
he's just under her spell. Her
Right.
her pussy we know is like
it's famous.
it's cost many men their lives.
No less than 12. She married one of them, though.
Yes.
She did marry one of them.
Yes.
All of that nonsense aside, the real reason they're in a bus is to set up this upcoming chase sequence.
Yes.
But on the bus, JC tells her that she should have left him when she had the chance.
Uh-huh.
And he checks his heat meter, and he says he's starting to get close to overheating.
Which is a pointless detail
Right.
because there's about to be a whole lot of action and his temperature's never an issue.
Never an issue, right? I don't know why they bothered to bring it up. This is not the time for a ticking clock. So we hear the sound of horns honking at this point, and we see the military big rig showing up, and it's like driving up really fast.
Yes.
The cops are unfazed.
Yeah.
Apparently, weird sci-fi semi-trucks drive by all the time, and so
What?
the guy at the rear of the convoy is like tries to wave him around.
Come on. Well, it's like presumably they're doing this convoy because they think that there's a threat.
Right.
But then when the threat presents itself, no one is concerned.
No, it's just like, go ahead and pass. Pass
Yeah,
on the left
come
or
on.
slow. Yeah. Dolph is in the cab, and he's got like this just crazy heavy machine gun, and Rolf is driving, Dolph and Rolf.
Uh-huh.
And so
So Hans and Franz.
Hans and Franz a little bit.
situation.
Yeah. So Rolf hits it, rams into the back of the police car, and just completely runs it off the road. And Dolph at this point goes, "Got you now, boy." He doesn't say
It's so strange.
it's such a weird line. But so at this point, they proceed to just ram the bus over and over again. Lundgren grabs a machine gun, leans out the window, and he just starts firing indiscriminately.
It was that M60, like the heavy
Yeah,
machine
that-
gun.
like the one with like you have the band, like the Rambo 3 machine
no, the
gun.
one that Rambo has in various Rambo movies.
Yeah.
That's not like a one-man gun.
No, it's
That's
not.
like a gun that's meant to be like mounted on a truck or on a helicopter or like
yes,
it's like
exactly.
in combat I think it's like a 3-man operation. It's
Yeah.
like one guy's carrying things of ammo and one guy's got the gun and another guy's got like a spare barrel because if you
It gets so hot it
if you
melts.
shoot that thing for more than like 30 seconds the barrel overheats. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Anyway, he can one-hand it
Absolutely.
while
yeah.
leaning out the side of a semi truck. So John Claude grabs Veronica and pulls her down to the floor of the bus again because in this movie, as long as you stay below window height,
Mhm.
you're safe. No one will ever shoot you.
Yeah.
So Lundgren like rips the bus to shreds with this
Oh, it's crazy.
just absolutely riddled with bullet holes 3 feet above its baseline. At which point the semi pulls up alongside the bus and Dolph like shoots the driver as he attempts to return fire with his pistol. And he pulls back, leans out the window, catches JC's eye and goes, "You should check your driver, pal. He don't look too hot."
That was another great line, man, and a great delivery.
Yeah.
Like super memorable.
Yeah,
Like he was just
yeah.
like leaning into the craziness of it.
The bus starts to weave back and forth across the road, and
In that classic movie fashion.
yeah, it's just like perfectly.
Where it's out of control, but it's very clearly being driven by someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's never going off the, off the pavement.
It's
just
doing exactly what it needs to do. Jean-Claude says that they got to figure out how to stop the bus, and he rips a spring out of the bus seat and like starts twisting into some kind of a tool. The cop in the front car at this point is completely, basically doesn't do anything.
What was that guy's deal, man?
I don't know what he was
He's
supposed
done
to be.
nothing to be of any type of assistance.
No.
His
no.
whole contribution was like saying, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. So at this point, because the movie needs it to happen, the bus drives off the road and is speeding across the open desert, and the rig is like right behind them.
Great visuals.
Yeah, it's super great, like helicopter shots. Like it's really nice. My only problem is how is this driverless bus still going? A bus that doesn't have cruise control.
A heavy foot on the pedal.
I guess so. Maybe if the guy had some sort of gout
He has
thing.
elephantitis. Of
Yeah,
the
he's
foot.
got him right, exactly. And so no matter how much the bus
Yeah.
shakes, his foot is
He's
still
like
on the gas.
what was the guy, the people eater? From,
John Merrick or
no, the people eater from Mad Max Fury Road.
oh,
Where he's like just had that big ass foot.
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
plopped it
He
down
was
on the
he was
pedal.
he was the banker. He was the oil. No,
He was
well,
the people
farmer.
eater.
And is that what he was called?
Yeah, the people
eater.
eater.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember his name. Which I'm a little embarrassed about because Mad Max Fury Road is like one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time.
Absolutely, it's a classic.
So anyway, okay, bus continuing to move, notwithstanding, Lundgren like suddenly just comes out of nowhere with infinite grenades and just starts throwing them one at a time into the bus and screams, "You want to play catch?"
Well, let's not forget he's an incredible grenade thrower.
Brilliant grenade thrower, like just
Yeah. Even
literally.
before he was a super soldier.
He lettered in high school in grenade throwing. So, unfortunately for Dolph, Veronica lettered in high school in returning grenades.
picking him up just in time.
Just in time, tossing him out the window. She does this multiple times while JC uses spring to unlock the cage, which separates the back of the bus from the front of the bus. Dolph continues hurling grenades. Right as Jean-Claude like hits into the driver's seat, he gets control of the bus and turns the wheel seconds before they were going to plow onto the canyon. This is a Grand Canyon, actually.
Dude,
It's an amazing vista.
they filmed at the Hualapai Reservation at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
But like we saw earlier, I mean, there's only one Hoover Dam. There's only one Grand Canyon.
Right, exactly.
Like,
it's unmistakable.
You cannot fake this.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
It was unbelievable the road they had them driving on because like they were right by the edge of the
narrow.
canyon.
I
It was
know.
incredible.
It was like this one-lane road, and they're driving these massive vehicles.
that's where they have the now they have that like glass bottom like art like walkway you can
Oh,
do out over the
really?
canyon
Oh,
or whatever.
that's cool.
That has been built subsequently, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the west like Grand Canyon West or whatever it's called.
Okay.
But man, yeah, this is unbelievable production value.
So
you would look at this
dangerous.
and say this is $100 million movie.
Yeah. It was a great shot. It's amazing what a helicopter-mounted camera can do for drama for your action sequences,
Yeah.
and the Grand Canyon, of course. But even though they've averted immediate like demise, they don't have a lot of road left. And JC tells Veronica that like you need to get out of the bus. Meanwhile, the semi keeps ramming them from behind, and she goes, "I'm not going anywhere without you."
Mhm.
Which, okay, I mean, I don't know why, but whatever. He goes, "Fine, we can jump together." So Veronica's like, "Yeah, thumbs up." At which point he opens the door, she turns around, freezes, is like terrified of how quickly everything is flying by,
Yeah.
and so he kicks her out the door. I mean, literally just like foot up on her back, kicks her right out the door, and she like hits the ground and rolls to a stop. JC continues driving, but Dolph hits them with another grenade, and this time, without Veronica there to throw it out of the bus, it actually explodes, and the bus rolls over in an incredible crash.
That was an amazing rollover crash.
Very cool. Very cool. All practical. Like, they had to spend money on an old bus that they could crash.
And it was like rolling.
Yeah.
It was like it's hard to do that with a big ass
Yeah,
vehicle.
I miss the good old days where you could like go to a junkyard, find a bus, fix it
Yeah.
up just well enough to put it in a movie, just to immediately destroy it, right? Like that was fun. Like, action movies were better when you could just go to a junkyard and buy a bus. Anyway, so Lundgren yells at Rolf, he's like, "You need to ram the overturned bus, ram it." So the semi starts pulling up behind the bus and it pushes it towards the edge of the canyon.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude pops out of the top of the bus at this point, has a pistol, just fires every like round he has into Rolf, who then like, he's dead. He's out for the count. JC runs, jumps off the bus right before it goes over the edge.
It's like a great bit of action.
It is. It's like it's really tight, well choreographed. The whole thing is snappy. Lundgren is like yelling helplessly as the whole thing plunges over the edge. The bus and the truck both crash in the bottom of the canyon and explode because it's awesome when things go over canyons and
It
explode.
was clearly a model shot, but it was a pretty good one.
It was fun. Yeah. You can
Then I
always
feel-
tell it's a money spot because the volume of the explosion isn't the right size.
Yeah, it's something that's weird with the smoke
Right.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Now I do think, like, so with more than 15 minutes left in the flick,
Yes.
it's safe to assume that Lundgren is not in fact dead.
Definitely not dead.
But I take issue with the fact that they showed him in the cab after it had gone over the edge.
Yeah.
Like, that's some bullshit.
I agree. If they had shown him going over the edge with him in action, like opening the door, getting ready to jump or something, that would have been. But instead, he's like whining, like, "Oh my god, I'm about to die!"
And
right,
it's
exactly.
fully over the edge already. It's like there's not.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's not managed to be killed, but there's enough time left in the movie. There's a whole another episode to go.
We got one more episode. He can't be dead yet.
So we got to assume he's not dead.
That's right. So Veronica is unharmed. Thank God.
That's crazy.
She is
isn't it?
literally, she might be a Universal Soldier herself.
Well,
some of the shit that happens to her over the course of this movie that she survives.
She got thrown out of a car going probably like 30 to 40 miles an hour at a minimum into like rocks and cacti. And she doesn't have a scratch.
No, not her clothes aren't shredded at all. Like everything is fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she sees Jean-Claude as he's climbing up over the edge of the canyon, runs up to him, gives him a hug and a kiss, which could be a part of her kink, could be platonic. It's unclear because the movie does not explain that fucking wedding ring. It drove me crazy the entire movie.
What was the? Did we do another movie where an actor refused to take their wedding ring off?
Yes, we did. It was They Live. Roddy Piper.
So they made him like, I guess he's a widower. Or
he was
a wife out there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
it was. So maybe she was that person. She's just like, well, I'm not taking it off.
That's possible. That's very possible. I don't know anything about Ali Walker. So, anyway. So the other useless cop at this point, he finally shows up and pulls out his gun and tells him to freeze.
Just in the nick of time, buddy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, just when they need a car.
Do you really think they're the bad guys still after the shit that's just happened?
You know.
It's weird.
You got to have the dumb cop in these movies.
That's true. So
he tries to arrest them, but Veronica like elbows him and then just completely knocks him out. And she goes, I had 3 brothers.
Yeah. It's completely unbelievable that could happen. But the cop was such a piece of shit.
I was like, fine.
So fuck him.
Didn't even care.
Fuck him.
Exactly. So she grabs the keys off of his belt, unchains them. And why were their manacles so long? Why weren't they just in regular handcuffs?
That was weird. That was a little
whatever.
weird. Yeah.
I mean, whatever. So they get in the cop car, tells them to buckle up, and they're on their way home.
That was the rule of 3. That was the third, buckle up.
Yeah, the third buckle up.
Yeah.
Oh, well pointed out.
The dynamic between them was weird because she's like, I'm going to take you home.
Yeah.
It was like, it gave me vibes of like Chunk and Sloth. Like, you're going to live with me now. I'm going to take care of you. It was weird. But
it's
if
like he's going to be her pet.
But like if Chunk also like sort of wanted to fuck Sloth, it was like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But no, what I don't understand though is like the difference of the apparent like experience of this thing between Van Damme and Lundgren.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lundgren's playing it like a guy who's snapped out of a trance and he's back to his old self.
Yeah.
And Van Damme, I mean, I don't want to like offend anybody, but Van Damme's sort of playing it like a guy who's developmentally disabled. Like I can't fathom how the director would let the actors play the same experience just so differently.
I think
like not be like, well, guys, I mean, it's gotta be similar. Like you can't be like, you can barely speak.
Right.
And you are your exact old self, back to your full like evilness. I mean, I don't know what your theory about maybe he's been out of it longer.
Yeah, but
it's just a weird decision to make. The inconsistency is strange.
No, I completely agree with you. I mean, I'm coming up with a bullshit justification.
Well, the fact that we have to like
come up with that justification,
backtrack and like retcon it, shouldn't be that way.
It means that it stands out like a sore thumb, and you're totally right.
Like 2 actors made 2 different decisions about how they would want to play it, but the director's gonna be like, "Look, guys, this can't be it."
No, I agree. I think it was actors making their own decisions, and I think it was a failure of the director's part to rein in his actors.
Well, it might have been like an actor who's, this is his first American movie. Van Damme was a pretty big star.
That's true. That is true.
And Lundgren, I mean, was a bigger name than this director was.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
It might have been like if he's not getting along with the actors, he's replaceable.
Yeah.
But the stars are under contract. Like it's easier to cut this guy loose and bring in another director. So maybe he's just like, I'm going to let the actors do it the way they want to do it.
I mean, I think that's a good.
It could be. I don't know.
The only other thing it could too was just a failure on the part of the storytelling, that they just wanted JCVD to play the character that way, and they wanted Dolph Lundgren to play the character that way, and just didn't really think about the larger implications on the continuity of the film, right? Like, that's another side of it. But you're right. I mean, there's a massive incongruity about the degree to which Dolph is recovered from his past experiences, and JCVD has recovered from his past experiences, right? So, and I don't know, maybe also Dolph just hasn't taken his pants off and has seen that he has a dick. And like, maybe if at some point in the movie he had done that, he'd be like, oh my God, what is this? And then did nothing for the rest of the film. Like, maybe he was just like, you know,
I don't know.
He just didn't have the same experiences.
Yeah, no, it's the one bit of this movie that I'm like, you know what, if we really are scrutinizing, it's just weird how differently these two actors are playing the same experience.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I mean, the
movie is still good fun.
Yeah, it is good fun. And I think that there are a lot of ways that we can go back and explain it, but the fact that we have to go back and explain it
that's not how movies are supposed to. That's how good movies work.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's not it.
Exactly. Anyway.
But, yeah, we've got Dolph Lundgren's apparently dead.
We don't know.
We got a whole chapter to go, though. So
exactly.
Yeah. But that's all you're going to get for this week.
Yeah.
Eric, are you drinking more wine tonight?
I'm gonna have one more. I'm gonna have one more glass of wine.
Holy
I'm gonna have one more glass of wine.
Okay, well, my gigantic old fashioned is halfway done.
I mean, you can't drink alone.
So I'm gonna don't make me drink alone. So I'm gonna nurse it the rest of the night.
All right.
And then we're gonna take some pictures of our own feet and post them on the OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, that's really how we make our money.
that's my only source of income.
We do this as a hobby.
Oh my God. But until then,
we'll
dear
be back.
listeners, yes, we'll be back.
With feet.
In the house. Body counts in the house. Body counts in the house.